that's like a positive outlook, and I'm sure like that applies to some people. I will say, like, I think that what you're saying, that like they have good intentions, they just don't have good social skills. Like, my opinion, like what I've noticed is like there are like only a couple of types of people who have like bad social skills. Number one is like maybe like people who have like autism, like some type of disability or whatever. Number two is like people who have just like been isolated, because you do have to like integrate into society, whatever, like talk to people in order to have good social skills. And by the way, I'm not saying, I'm not like making this video thinking like I have like impeccable social skills myself. Like, I'm just like saying, like, I'm talking more so on people who are just like rude, I guess, like people who are more so just like because I feel like that's where like a lot of stuff in terms of like having bad social skills, I feel like a lot of it is just rooted in being like inconsiderate and in your own world, and not really caring about the people around you. Like, unless it's like situational, I guess, where you have to like learn how to behave, I guess, in certain situations or whatever. But I just, oh, and the number, and the number three or whatever, the last one is people who are very narcissistic, which I guess is like what was trying to say, is people who, sorry, I'm like blanking out a little bit. People who are just like very like in their own worlds, because narcissists are always in their own world. So people who are very like self-centered and in their own worlds, so they don't really care about the people around them. Like, and I find the last category is like the most common in terms of people who don't have good social skills. It's just people who are straight up like not great people, and they're just very self-centered, and they don't have good social skills because they don't really care about the people around them. Because I don't think it's hard to have good social skills, I don't think I have, like whatever, but because I was always like kind of isolated and stuff as a kid, like because of like autism and stuff like that. I don't think it took me like a really long time to even just like learn how to hold a conversation or whatever. But it's like, it's not hard to pick up like basic stuff, in order to like do things like interrogate people in public and stuff like that. It's like, it like these are people who are just very much in their own worlds, and in order to cultivate like basic level of social etiquette, like you just like have to like look around at the people around you and care and be considerate of the people around you. Like, that's all it really takes. It's not like this like art form that's like intricate and you have to learn, unless maybe it's like situational or whatever. But in general, it's not like really that deep. It's not really that complicated. You just have to like look at the people around you and like be present in reality, and like not be all wrapped up into yourself and think, gee, how how is this thing that's coming out of my mouth, how would that like affect the other person? How would the other person feel about what I'm about to say? Would that make them uncomfortable? And I'm a very blunt person myself. I'm very blunt. I'm very direct. I don't go up to, if I have something I'm curious, like, first of all, I'm not nosy enough that like I would like, I'm not nosy enough that I would even have I would even have be like tempted to do something like that. But it's just like, like if there's something I wanted to know about someone, I mean, I would just like kind of have a conversation with them and see if it even comes up. Like, I wouldn't force it, I just think that that's like very bizarre behavior. And people who go up to people and ask them like really personal questions, like in an interrogation format, are always competing with the people around them. Like, how, like, I've noticed, because I've been around a lot of this, like, they have like a very competitive, nosy mindset. Like, they're nosy because they're competitive, and they're very narcissistic, and they're always like comparing themselves to the people around them, and they're sizing you up because they're competing with you. Like, they're trying to find something wrong with you. They're trying to figure out where your weak spots are. They're trying to I don't know, like usually it's like something about you catches their eye, and now they feel like like it makes them feel like smaller in a way. So now they have to probe at you to like figure out like where you're not perfect, and so that they can feel better. And that's that's basically what's going on. It's never like, and I kind of figured that from the lady that I was talking about in the last video, because and they never talk about themselves, because it's like a power trip. It's like, as it plays into the competitiveness, where it's like, it's kind of like a power thing, where it's like they feel like they kind of feel like they have an upper hand on you if they know more about you than you know about them. And like, like the lady in the last video, she was talking about her sister. She didn't even say anything about herself. And I can also tell that she kind of had this hierarchical thinking, because she said something about her sister, that like her sister was like the head whatever of whatever, like she like it was about sports, and her sister was like the volleyball champ, like someone who was, I forget what it was, like, but she had like some type of like prominent position somewhere, like in terms of volleyball. And like usually, like when people have, I've noticed when people who are very successful and like have like titles and stuff, they don't come out and say it. Like you kind of have to figure it out. Like I never figure it out, because like I'm like not good at stalking people or like doing doing like deep dives on people, but like they don't like come out and say, oh, I'm the head of like they'll be like, oh, I work in here. Like they kind of like, they'll tell you like basically like where their area of study is, but they won't like be like, oh, I'm the top person of this, So I could tell already, like, just by the way she was saying, like, oh, my sister is a top person of this. Like, like she was kind of, like, had that sort of hierarchical mindset, that would, I guess, like, make someone or whatever do that. Because people who have a hierarchical mindset are very competitive, because they view things in terms of levels. So if they look at you and you look like, and they feel... like, for example, I was taller than her. And she's like, oh, you're taller than me. You can reach this and I can't. And you might not think it's a big deal. But to people who think that way, now they have to like probe at you and figure out what's wrong with you. Because like they feel like you have something over them. So now they like, it's like, and it's like very subconscious too, a lot of the time. But yeah, like people who do stuff like that, they don't, like people who don't have good social skills, if they didn't have like a weird like life circumstance where they were extremely isolated, or they don't have like autism type stuff going on, they're usually just very like crappy people who don't give a crap, who don't care about the people around them, so they don't cultivate good social skills as a result of that. Like people who have bad social skills, it's just because they don't, like I've discovered, like my opinion, like from my experience, is like unless they have like a disability, or they were like or they were in some weird like Mormon type of like environment or whatever, where they were very isolated, is they just don't give a crap about the people around them, and they're just like in their own worlds, and they think that like people should cater to them, and if they want to say something, they should just say it, and they don't give a crap how it resonates with the person they're saying it to. Well, if I feel like saying this, I should just be able to say it. I'm just very direct. I'm like, I'm direct too, but like, like that's not an excuse. If I'm direct too, and I can't always figure out ways to sugarcoat how I want to say what I want to say, so I just won't say it. Like if I can't figure out a way to sugarcoat something nicely, because I understand being very direct and very blunt, and like not always knowing how to say things in like a certain way, I usually just won't say it. I won't say, unless like you're someone I straight up don't like, so I don't really care. Like the only time I don't really care is if I don't like you, but if I can't figure out, like if I struggle with sugarcoating things myself, and I can't figure out a way to sugarcoat or like work what I'm going to say into something that sounds nicer, I just won't say it, because like I'm aware, because I'm not like in my own world, and I don't think everyone has to cater to what I feel like doing and what I feel like saying, so it's often like having poor social skills is often an indicator that someone's very self-centered.